Good morning, everyone. The ads have ended, and we shall continue on with Rogue Trader. Alright.
Did you want something?
So, everybody got their T2 archetype at the end of last stream. I went into Arch Militant so that I can go shotgun and heavy bolter. Abelard is a vanguard. I'm going to do Malpian Shroud shenanigans. Cassie is Grand Strategist, of course, so she can go first. Pascal, I went Bounty Hunter with. Overseer's kinda cool for him in that the Cyber Skulls are thematic, but it just doesn't do enough for him. Let's see. Cabela is Executioner, and Idira is Overseer for the Cyber Raven. Let's see. Ah, neat. We did lose a single ship, which is unfortunate, and I attribute that to being 21 XP shy of level up before the fight with Aurora. And on top of that, Abelard just getting literally stomped and being on the ground for the first 2 turns of combat. Maybe it was 3. I don't know. He wasn't doing much of anything. He was just on his back. Whatever the case. All is good. We got through Act 1. Hey, Kyo, how's it going? Hope all's well. Thanks be to the Emperor, you are alive, your lordship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you have. That makes sense. Hopefully the shift isn't too bad. Before anything else, I'd like to hear an account of what happened to the system's sun. Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approach the sun, black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and edges. They surrounded the star, and then... My apologies, but I struggle to find the words that could describe that terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. The interrogator closes his eyes and grimaces. Drukari. It's good? No coworkers to bother you? Heck yeah. That's the best kind of workday. You see Abelard's expression change, as if a shadow's suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temple wearily, as if we did not have enough troubles on our hands already. The Xenos, enemies of humanity? A breed of the Aldari, the most cruel and devious of their kind. The design of their ships matches the description provided by the Voxmaster. Like all Xenos, the Drukari are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warp sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellect. And many of those creations are capable of things that seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. The Theft of the Sun is one example of what they are capable of. Are the Xenos in league with Aurora's cultists? We can rule out that possibility. The Drukhari would never ally themselves with the archenemy's worshippers. If I had to name one thing that humanity and these Xenos have in common, it would be a shared loathing for warp corruption. Heinrichs glances around. The situation calls for immediate action. We can continue this conversation later if you wish, but right now, I believe you should assume command. What is the current situation on board? The Navigator Sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine seers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. Pascal's voice buzzes anxiously from his Vox. It may be angry, or perhaps it is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. It will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. Or I will immediately initiate. If the Omnissiah grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of this vessel. Why did you not send a shuttle to the planet for me? I do apologize, your lordship, but we were unable to receive your request for evacuation. The Vox link was overrun with vile interference, screams, blasphemous hymns, and other equally sinister noises. Any who listened to the interference for a protracted period lost their sanity. Several dozen operators went mad monitoring the Voxcaster in the hopes of hearing your voice. Each one of them waited in vain. What is happening on the planet now? Our augur operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the archenemy's powers at various locations on the planet based on the fragments of communications picked up by our Vox operators. There is practically no resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult en masse and assembling in prayer circles. Do we have any hope of retaking this planet? I fear that Riken Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave this system as soon as possible. However, there are still people on the planet who who have not succumbed to heresy, and who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we also have the shuttle salvaged from the starport. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving the people of a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all our efforts to saving those people who, at this moment, look to the heavens in hope of salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the Holy Relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the Electro Priests who guard and tend to it. Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Riken Minoris. The Von Valancius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so, lamentable though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was the final nudge toward death, the finale of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event. A world that had surrendered to the servants of the archenemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation. And they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos. A sacrifice great enough to bring forth a daemon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombings of the Electro Priest's monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow, the world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Rikid Minoris from becoming an outpost of the archenemy. Only death can rescue these people. The Undying One has reached out his hand to this world. It is time for him to reap his harvest. We must not reject his design, lest millions of names never reach him and instead perish in the depths of the Empyrean. Death is a mercy. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it even from orbit. As do I see that the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I'm with the lady on this. Enough talking, we need to get out of here while we still can. Something lurking in the depths of your consciousness bristles at the passing thought of saving people. The spike of horror you feel takes your breath away. It is as if you are planning to steal the prey of a mighty predator. The planet is already wrapped in a thread, stretching out from the warp. It deserves to have a new master. As far as I know, none of these have any effect, but this gives me dogmatic. So I may as well do this. Why can we not try to evacuate at least some of the people? For the simple reason that the transformation process will soon become irreversible and our sole weapon against it useless. The energy released by the bombardment could stoke the warp energies. I have never witnessed the aftermath of bombing a Daemon world before. But there is enough evidence of such attempts for me to say, with confidence, that you do not want to see it. Which of the planet's inhabitants can we evacuate? The nobles you rescued at Starport have given their coordinates, or given the coordinates of shelters where we can find surviving aristocrats and their families. As for Sergeant Malgar's troops, they will help to control the crowds of frightened commoners and prevent the shuttles from being overloaded. Thanks to you, we have salvaged many shuttles from the starport we can now use. Oh, did I get two? I'm going to have the pilots extract all of the commoners, and then I'm going to try the dogmatic if it lets me. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and get the commoners. Any delay caused by loading and transporting to the ship will cost us precious time. Do not deceive yourself, Zenavathar. If you indulge your vanity, you will doom billions to eternal torment at the hands of the archenemy. I must do as I see fit. Perhaps I'm acting foolishly in the Inquisition's eyes, but that is my decision to make. That was a lot of iconoclast. I'm glad I did that. You detect a flicker of something beneath Heinrich's sanguine mask. Anger, bitterness, whatever it may be. It does not seep into the interrogator's dispassionate voice. In that case, I consider it necessary to point out that the mark of the archenemy could infiltrate the ship, along with any rescued people. Keep that in mind for the future. Oh, I can't save people and then blow up the fusion reactor. Okay. In that case, I shall save the fusion reactor. Consider it done. This will bring us to the limit of our capabilities. We have no more shuttles to use in the evacuation effort. Screw the nobles. The bridge is in upheaval. The Technomat's prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all of this tumult stands Pascal, with a data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. What's going on here? The Warp Sexton is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I'm currently calculating a plea that might appease the noble spirit. Pascal, this is now your ship and your temple, so start acting like it. Nope, not gonna say that. Crew, heed the word of Magos, Anaemon. Pascal, I kindly request that you take charge of this mess. Thank you, your lordship. You're right. Pascal's voice changes when he addresses the crew. He now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instructions. The mayhem immediately subsides, and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnisci's servants start working in sync, and the binaric clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates with a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pascal. The Omnisci guides me. The prayers of the tech priest surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, extends a mechandrite toward you. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on the green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnisci's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as at the gate of the warrant of trade. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of machine spirit propitiation. Senior technomats, recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with campanological protocol. Omniscia, rejoice. I must inform you that, for the purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the Warp Sextant and updating of its datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch, the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure, a minor deviation from the right of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the Cogitator Guardian, the Cyber Gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core where the machine spirit dwells. To it, we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defective connections and launch the Warp Sextant. The laws of the Omniscia know no exceptions, and so in this ritual I will remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit in whose abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and may we receive his blessing. Place my hand in the cyber gargoyle's mouth. The metal jaws clamp down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing warm, red liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on the vid screen before you changes. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. One of the Cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling to the rest of the tech priests, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants of the Omnissiah, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit, so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls. In meek solemnity, the Acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine, one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the Cogitator's slots. Your head begins to spin from the holy sensor's foul-smelling clouds of smoke, and from the loss of blood that the cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you. And the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vid screens. Suddenly, he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command, his mechandrites clicking their pincers, pull at one lever after another. The vid screens fill with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magos. I say nothing and do not interfere. After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted on the Cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flame and gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pascal mournfully grates out. The massive errors in the Warp Sextant's calculations is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engine cannot be filled with the motive force. We are trapped. A moment later, the Magos continues uncertainly. Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol, or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. The tech priest bends over the Cogitator, but something in his pose and movements reveals his desperation. While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strange symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and its static image changes. Pascal is too engrossed in his ritual to notice. Magos Haneaman, a moment if you will. Lord Captain, He stops short when he sees the vid screen. Distorted transmissions from the data core, most likely. The residual cognitive functions of the built-in servitors. Omnissiah shield us from machine ghosts. He returns to manipulating the Cogitator's command runes. Machine Spirit, can you hear me? The Cogitator's servant creaks quietly in its joints, a sound that is drowned out by the binary hymns and the tapping of command runes. Injury, rescue, quarry. O hallowed machine spirit, in the name of the Omnissiah and the Emperor, reveal unto us your power and guard us against our doom. Pascal echoes your sentiments with the triumphant sounds of a binary hymn. Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screens begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The text priest's Vox crackles in shock, but his report is as clipped and clinical as ever. Registering, warp sextant activated. Registering, data stream stabilizing. Registering, 0 data errors found. Reporting, the warp engine is ready for translation. After a pause, Pascal adds, I am also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle fulfilling the criterion. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and in defiance of deactivation. Lord Captain, Raver here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. We're ready to begin the translation to the warp. The Lord Captain speaking. I give the order to commence translation to the warp. Waiting for you to ascend to the captain's throne, Lord Captain. May the Emperor protect us.
Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void shift plunged deeper into the Corona's expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furibundus system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Furibundus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Cronus Expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp, and allow the servants of the Omnissiah to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your protectorate, Dargonis, Janus, and Kieva Gamma. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Immaterium. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Footfall, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well, Zenavathar. I will be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Footfall, Zenavathar. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. Your Lordship, young Yvain Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality and for saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Footfall. Lord Yvain swears he will not forget his debt to you. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during a comprehensive system inspection right, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. My tongue does not want to work with me today. Unit Zanavathar von Valencius has been added to the access list and assigned to the identifier Keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator, provided he possesses the decryption key. You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity in Pascal's mechanical voice. Thank you once again for rescuing my squad, Rogue Trader. We will disembark. Good old error speaker. This is Solomorn. Thank you once again for rescuing my squad, Rogue Trader. We will disembark on Footfall. The trail of evidence leads to the docks, and it wouldn't hurt to pay the Liege a visit. I'm sure he will graciously extend his cooperation to the Arbites. Or no, maybe that was Heinrich's. No, that's definitely Solomorn. Are you leaving us, Heinrich's? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no further. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have. I hope we meet again. True servants of the Emperor are always welcome aboard my ship. Heinrichs regards you with a curious look and polite smile. An interrogator of the Inquisition seldom gets to hear such words. Thank you for your hospitality, Zanavathar. I will not forget it. Solomorn, is there any assistance I can provide in your investigation? Right at this moment, unlikely. We have a considerable amount of dirty and routine work ahead of us, such as checking cogitator logs and questioning the station's residents, including its less palatable individuals. None of that is worth the Rogue Trader's time, I assure you. Still, should circumstances change, I will absolutely welcome the aid of such a dependable ally as yourself. Argenta, who is this Reverend Hieronymus, who wants to speak with me. He's the head of the Drusian mission on Footfall, and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I need his blessing to accompany the new Rogue Trader, the Von Valencius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your void ship, I request that we meet with Reverend Hieronymus. The shed blood has washed away the taint from our bodies. It is only right that we now wash our souls with the blessings of the servant of the Undying One. The Drusians, like the blood-spun web, are devoted to asceticism, rejecting wealth and luxury and surrendering themselves to his service. Though their thread is different from ours, the first spinner spoke of them with respect. Bigdis, tell me about the system we're arriving in. Verabundus is valuable due to its close proximity to the Maw, the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the base for merchants, privateers, and rogue traders traversing the Coronis Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by an Adeptus Mechanicus station, which is off-limits to outsiders. Altar Templum Calixis X-17. I had the honor of tending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting it, as most tech comrades at the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. What do I need to know about Footfall? It is the largest port and the trading capital of the Coronis Expanse. It has a dockyard that will allow us to inspect and repair the void ship, and it boasts its own astropathic choir. The Coronis Expanse communications nexus. Not to mention pirate hideouts, smuggler caches, and forts belonging to a dozen gangs, groups, and factions. In the Coronis Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as its outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely resemble its central worlds, but so long as Footfall serves the God Emperor insofar as it can, it will be considered a citadel of the Imperium. Although I have heard that the tithes it sends are underwhelming, to say the least. Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the goods that can be procured there would be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Footfall is the domain of the rogue traders, who transcend certain Imperial laws by virtue of the warrant they bear. Footfall's just a brief stop. What next? As soon as we solve the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key worlds of your protectorate, the time will come for your Magna Accessio, the official ceremony of donning the mantle of the Rogue Trader. It is mostly a formality at this point. You already possess all of the privileges granted by the warrant, and yet it is a major milestone in your personal history, the moment your name graces the list of heads of the Von Valencius dynasty. We are all looking forward to that day, Lord Captain. Abelard, do you know anything about the Liege of Footfall? Vladaim Tokara is a very peculiar young man. Consider your upcoming conversation a baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena. Such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Tokara is the appointee of the Cas Bellica mission, the largest robber baron crime syndicate in the Calixis sector. They specialize in the cold trade, the buying and selling of all kinds of Xenos rubbish. Footfall was previously run by a liege who did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered an accident. The reins of power were picked up by Vladaim Tokara, whose appointment benefits not only the Cas Bellica, but also their most powerful ally in the Cronus Expanse, Rogue Trader Caligos Winterscale. Vladaim is a slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around the bush, and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is no fool. Fools do not rise this high in the Cas Bellican hierarchy. Keep all this in mind. You are a rogue trader, you stand above him in status, and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Cas Bellican barons crossed swords with rogue traders and emerged victorious. Do not forget that, and remain vigilant. The Cas Bellica, vile tech thieves. Pascal's Vox barks out the last word like a profanity. Why does the Liege want to see me so badly? Not you personally. He wishes to meet with the rogue trader of the Von Valencius dynasty. Tokara does not know about Lady Theodora's death, and is simply seeking an audience with the powers that be. My gut is telling me that something must be very wrong on Footfall if our astropath managed to read... Yo!
It's my birthday. How good for you.
Schlup, thank you for the donation. And happy birthday. Also, I did not realize I had text-to-speech on. I will need to figure out how to change that eventually. I have only seen that go horribly wrong on Twitch. My gut is telling me that something must be very wrong on Footfall if our astropath managed to read such strong emotion in such an anodyne message. We have no information, Lord Captain. The broadcast from the Footfall Astropathic Choir was the only missive Mastery Zachary has received lately. Tell the Lady Navigator I give her leave to make the translation from the warp into real space. Also, I thought I switched my sound alerts to... One moment, I want to check something here. I'd missed changing that sound alert. That's fine. It's Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is still good. I had just changed most of them over to, Baldur's Gate 3 voice lines, though. since CRPG stuff. I should change some of them over to, like, Warhammer 40k as well. Specifically Rogue Trader voice lines. That way there's a mix. Also, I am contemplating doing another Baldur's Gate 3 run at some point. I'm kind of torn. Part of me wants to kind of learn the speedrun and just do a speedrun of it to get the achievement so that I can do modded stuff. Another part of me is just like, I could just do the initial honor run off stream in my downtime, and then do like a properly modded run. Because the big thing is I want to get to being able to play mods, and I don't want to do that until I have the achievement, you know? So I don't know. I'll decide between the two. Tell the Lady Navigator I give her leave to make the translation from the warp into real space. Vigdis begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with her every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. Vigdis turns to you again. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise, and you inheriting the title. Liege Tokara will be informed. It is required so that we can use the dock, and besides, he is expecting a personal audience with the Rogue Trader. You will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit it incognito. I will arrive incognito. It will be done, Lord Captain. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. Before I go in there... No, it's like a 2-second thing. I want to go to the Astropathic Chapel. I want these fools with me. I had apparently forgotten to turn in a quest here. Your Lordship, I have something for you. Thanks to your assistance in repairing the compiler, we have been able to interpret a most curious message. It contains a call sign the agents of the renegade Voitvir used in their especially important reports. What does the message say? Only a few words. Lilim mid Odainathus 11. The winds have ceased. It is done. Now, Lilamed is Voitvir's call sign for special reports, but the rest is a code we are unfamiliar with. That said, we know where to look for the truth. The Odainathus 11 system. I will get to the bottom of that message. None of that gave XP, right? Okay. That is the important part here. I wanted to make sure that this wasn't the reason I was 21 XP shy of level 16
Challenge for me.
when I fought Aurora. Turns out, I just failed one too many skill checks. Unfortunate. I really didn't feel like I was failing that many. Alright. Where in the world did they come from? I haven't noticed that. Let's see. Lord Captain, I'm getting report of several ships moving toward us. Judging by the fact they're not responding to our hails, and the telemetry shows a trail of macro batteries, they're not here for a chinwag, ready to issue orders to prepare for battle at your command. On my order, all stations, get ready for void combat. I always forget that there's a void combat right here at the start of this. And this one's definitely one of the scariest ones, just because I'm always unprepared. Oh yeah, I named my ship Baldur's Gate 3 Bugs. I'd forgotten about that. I placed some torpedoes. I come over here. Really? Here we are. I lance them. Okay, yes, I'm aware. I macro cannon them. And then I fire these. And head up this way. And I think that's the best I can do here. That's fine. I am A-okay with them attacking my poor torpedoes. Alright, what can I do here? I suppose I just do this. The torpedoes, they will come down here to the front part of it, and then explode. Ow. Alright. Torpedoes go there. And... I restart the shields. And then head here. And I think I'll just chill here. Oh, I have to move one more tile? Okay. The plasma torpedoes, they come over here and will self-destruct. And we won the battle. And now I go to Void Ship Management. I repair the hull. I upgrade the hull. I put people in posts. Cassia, you can be in the Supreme Commander slot. Argenta, you can be Master Cannoneer. Field Master can be Pascal. Master of Maneuvers, Abelard. Over here, we go Idira. And then here, I will go Cabela, I suppose. That'll do. Alright, it looks like it's time for ads to start. The ads will play for 3 minutes. They disable pre-roll and mid-roll ads for the next hour. I don't do anything in the meantime, so nobody misses out on any content. And I will catch everyone in 3 minutes. Alright, the ads have finished, and I shall continue. Let's go to the Ash World and scan. Get our XP. Lord Captain, the station's airlocks have been sealed from the inside. A Vox recording is stating that the priesthood of the altar Templum Felixus X-17 Sanctuary have no desire to communicate with the laity and are refusing access to guests on the basis of the Adeptus Mechanicus's privilege of inviolability, granting them sole jurisdiction over their sacred rights. Or sacred sites. Lord Captain, we have the flagship, Drusus Blessing, with a small escort dead ahead. They are requesting a direct Vox channel, patching you through. The Vox channel clicks, and after a brief pause, a dry, low voice hails you. Greetings, Lord Captain. I am honored to speak with the rogue trader of the House von Valencius. May your name be known through the ages. Chartist Captain Austerius Thorfast, bearer of a free charter of the merchant fleet. How can I be of service to you? What is your squadron doing here? We develop supply routes for Chartists. You see, my ship is a representative of the merchant fleet in this part of the Imperium territory, yet we do not have a fixed charter-defined trade route. Our mission is to establish business, contacts with voidfarers in need of regular ship repairs, and those who are interested in specialized goods. I want to take a look at the catalog of components available for purchase. Alright. So I shall sell the Void Pirate trophies and the ship components. Not going to be enough to get to the next tier, but these are like the only things that they buy. So, we sell to them. Here we get a scrap box. A bunch of scrap boxes. And then we just buy all of these. And we upgrade our ship slightly. Yeah, it's slightly less, but better against blast attacks. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna keep the one that I have on there. This is just better accuracy. Only an upgrade. And then here... This is just a secondary of the one I already have equipped. I'm okay with that. I want the torpedo tubes. But I don't want 2 torpedo tubes. So the rest of this can just go to cargo. Your Lordship, something sinister is unfolding among the survivors from Rikid Minoris. There have already been several cases of evacuated refugees being found either dead or dying. All of them had been blinded using various means. I fear there is reason to believe that there were agents of the cult among the people who came on board. I knew the anathema would not fully release its hold on those doleful souls just yet. Then let us march and drive it away. Give me a proper report on the refugees. How were they quartered? How are they supervised? The serfs and the planetary wardens were assigned to 2 auxiliary lower decks. The commoners are riled up and frightened by the calamity, so to keep their senselessness in check, we only assign those of sound mind to work and pump sedative gas through the ventilation into the compartments, holding the rest. The venerated Praetor, Electroid Dar Impulse 6, and his retinue took refuge in one of the engineering bays, or more accurately, they barricaded themselves in. The wise servants of the Omnissiah are fearful beyond measure that ignorant laypeople might damage or offend their miraculous fusion reactor, so they cloistered themselves in their own personal fortress. I need to know more about the killings. 11 bodies have been found thus far, and the first victim had their eyes burned out with a gas torch. The second had acid splashed in their face. The third was found wandering around on their last legs with metal pins sticking out of their eye sockets. They died before we could interrogate them. The rest were killed and disfigured in similar ways. Through blinding, no trace of the killer's identity was found. Begin interrogations. It will be done, Your Lordship. If I may interject, there's no need. The interrogations have already been conducted. I put the enforcers on alert as soon as the first body was discovered, though I decided not to disturb Your Lordship until I had the results. Well, now I do. We have already arrested, 4 perpetrators at the scenes of crimes that had yet to take place. Those are not murders. They are suicides. Explain yourself. The people we apprehended were about to blind themselves and end their own lives. I'm confident that all who perished did the same. When questioned, they all said the same thing. They are haunted by the sight of the dying Rykid Minoris. Even in their sleep, they still see the same horrific picture. So the sad wretches would do anything to make this nightmare stop. Perform cleansing liturgies on the decks housing the refugees. We shall banish this blight with the strength of our faith. Certainly, Lord Captain, except I'm afraid it's not just the refugees. 3 out of the 4 people we arrested were members of the crew. They watched Rykid Minoris die, and it left their minds scarred. We all bear the mark of that dark catastrophe, for it was the attention of the ruinous powers that branded our very souls. May the God Emperor have mercy on us. You were warned, Your Lordship. It is regrettable that you did not listen. We go to the dock, and we will immediately have a fight. The -5 willpower. Wait, which -5 willpower? Your Lordship, forgive me for not welcoming you, with... Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. If it did, I wouldn't have noticed. Like, if it did, it was just, making me 5 points shy at any given point in time of the next breakpoint for willpower scaling on my Pyromancer skill. Like, whatever. A little less damage. That wasn't why I died. Damage was not the issue. It was survivability that was the issue. let's see. Your lordship, forgive me for not welcoming you on with the appropriate obeisance. We were told that you would prefer to arrive on Footfall incognito, so we are trying to attract as little attention as possible. I am here on behalf of the Liege of Footfall, Lord Vladaim Tokara. The Liege awaits the chance to speak with you at his residence, but if you happen to have other business to attend to, I can serve as your guide and tell you about the station. Cassia's lip curls slightly. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-colored scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing hues lurk, murky and diluted, the look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. Adira jerks her head, shakes it, and hisses through her teeth. Someone's coming, and they're coming for us. Watch out, Lord Captain. Abelard sighs and casually places his hand on his weapon. Adira, who's coming? Judging by the voices, there are a lot of them. Angry, and they've got teeth. But they aren't that sharp. Their strength is their numbers. Ray, what are you talking about? What could you mean by such a cryptic pronoun? He doesn't get to say the rest.
Hey, newcomers! How's this for a warm welcome? I won't heed your cries of mercy. I will take you down.
Oh, nice. She auto starts with forewarning. As do I. Neat. There are a lot of them. Alright, Adira, you come over here. Herb, you can be, like, here. That'll get 4, 5... Oh, that covers a lot of cover. Alternatively, could go over here and do the same. If we go here, we can set the bird up like here. Yeah, I think I like that one slightly more. I will be here. Abelard, you can go here. Cassia, you can be there. Pascal, you can be here. Cabela. You can be over here on your own. That said, Malediction of Rykid Minoris. Yeah, no, I literally never noticed that I had that. Huh. The more you know. And is that just permanent? I will... You know what? I'm gonna do it this way. Give Adira buffs. Make sure everybody has a good forewarn on them.
On it.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't mind too much. It's just, you know, curiosity since I didn't actually know. Then we Iron Arm.
Anything else?
I like Cassia's dodge here. Is there anything else I'd like to do? I don't have the Horrors of the Warp thing yet. What is this based off of? Psi rating and Familiar's willpower bonus. Alright, in this scenario, I think I will just... Do I not have joint? I guess I don't have joint whatever on her. That's fine.
Will do.
Alright, Cassia. Cover, efficiency, and dodge.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And then here...
If only that were possible. If I may.
we throw that. And where do we throw the front line?
Isn't
suppose
this a job
here?
for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
For now.
Take all of you with me.
Oh! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Am I gonna lose to this fight?
A voice to join my choir.
Hello? Alright. Well, that's something, I suppose. My cover is missing. We love seeing that. Okay, what does this do? May mark an enemy in combat as prey whenever the bounty hunter kills a target. Marked as prey, they gain a stackable bonus. %. There we go. Did we get the buff? Yes, yes we did. Alright, that's fine.
Show me what you've got. Let's get to it.
Yeah. Sure thing, game. Sure thing. I haven't gotten to do freaking anything.
Anything is?
I'm just going to lose because I got shit turn order, I guess. That's how this is going.
On it. Be gone.
Relocate to here.
Quiet, Whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself.
There we are.
Out of my way.
Yeah, my 2 DPS are dead now, so I don't know what I do here. And Abelard's on the ground. Alright. Cassia, I need you to buff Abelard.
Drowned in scarlet.
Abelard, you are my win condition here.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I need you to endure.
It will
Brace
be
for
done.
impact. I need you to charge a fool.
At your beck and call. It will be done. At your beck and call.
Alright, and then we come over here. And we lidless gaze. I guess here.
Step aside.
We hit at least a handful of them.
The navigator is coming.
Look out.
God, who decided to give these guys shotguns, of all things?
You're at a tactical disadvantage.
I'm here, maggot.
Zone 1 route. Forward. Running binary code.
There we go.
Request approved. My vow is to serve.
Time to slaughter someone.
Reduced to dust.
Go, go, Abelard. She is unable to bring that one back. That's fine.
Will do.
I will invigorate Abelard.
Will do.
Let's make it quick.
Let's get to it. Scared yet?
Taking damage to Oak.
Show me what you've got.
You don't frighten me.
Endure. We slap this one.
I took care of this one.
We then charge at this one. After I sworn enemy it.
Imminent. I will do my duty.
There we are.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Alright, Adira, can I give you another turn here? Will that accomplish anything?
I'm not accustomed to being
Well, we can get rid of
around.
this, at least.
On it. What an unfortunate turn of fate. Don't touch me.
Why did that person run?
Just a minor setback.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
20%. Why is it 20%? Ah, it's lots of dodge. Alright. 34%.
Request approved. That is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
Pain and duty go hand in hand. Ugh, my ears are ringing.
Alright, we come down here.
Was that you? Or...
Alright. We are good there.
But
We'll heal Pascal.
Here we go. At your beck and
Alright,
call.
we endure. We sweep.
It will be done.
And we taunt.
That's not the Seneschal's job.
We debuff. Looks like I actually will win this. Even though this was ridiculously rough just because turn order.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Yeah, I don't know why that person's just hiding over there.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Activate calculated fury algorithm. High momentum.
So that was, I think, a 4. So we get plus 5% critical damage and critical hit chance. Neat.
Running binary override.
Just a minor setback.
Abelard blocking and parrying like a god.
Anything else? On it.
That suffered worse. At your beck
We
and call.
endure. We cleave.
I will do my duty.
Everybody but the one I wanted to hit. Or, sorry, everyone parried, essentially. That's fine. We taunt.
We'll rule the stars themselves.
Stop parrying.
Victory is imminent.
All the parries. That's fine. We debuff them.
Emperor, give me strength. If I may.
We gave Abelard another turn. We just have him cleave here.
One fewer target.
Whenever the wielder blocks an attack, they gain 18 temporary wounds. Ah, that's neat. Kind of forgot that I had that on him.
As the tactical imperative dictates. My
7%. Yeah, we tried.
Be gone. Indeed.
We only have a handful of temporary wounds here. $14 to $14, $12 to $18. We move back here. And then charge
I've
in.
seen worse battles than this in my time.
Thanks for the free HP. Ah, I should have used this. That's fine.
At your beck and call.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
I will do like you.
Alright, we're real close there.
Victory is imminent.
Do not dare ask. Me? I prefer the painted black.
There we are. Man, that fight was so much harder than it had any right being. Emperor, protect me. They killed. Every time I warn them, and they all go, and then they go all, dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior, how could this have happened? Who could have thought? Adira spits on the ground in annoyance. Fear not, young man. We took care of the attackers. Do you know who they are? Your Lordship, those guys were Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst. I'm telling you, they're scared of no one, not even Liege Tokara. Does this kind of thing happen often around here? Shooting? Yes. Attacks on nobles? Not very often. Unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting someone. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Go and report this to the Liege? Yes, I'm sorry, your Lordship. I'll just go report to the Liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Alright, and with that... is any of this worthwhile? Combat shotgun. Holy cow, that shotgun's really nice. Add to inventory. The rest, cargo. I think my days of using a shield are over here. And then I will toss the modified las gun. in here. Alright, at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm not using that. Pretty sure I'm not going to be using this either, but I'll hold on to it still for the time being. Regular 4-sword goes to cargo. I won't be using this. Cool. We go to the Void Dock. Unit Opticon 22 extends his official greetings and invites you to a synchronous convergence point, dock at Alpha Row, topic of communication, discharge of contract. Yeah. I need to get Adira more buffs.
None shall stand in my way.
The tall, hunched tech priest stares at you unblinkingly. A breathing mask conceals his gaunt features. The skin on his hands is of a sickly gray hue, while his augments show signs of combat damage and are plated in black chromium, giving him a general air of lugubriousness. Initiating identification procedure, this unit is defined as Logis Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative / structural part of the Cognizance Fleet and the priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, donations. Initiating official greeting procedure for esteemed visitors. Glory / success to House von Valencius. A binaric aria begins to flow from the scratched vox attached to the tech priest's chest, requesting information exchange regarding contractual obligation Logisticar Theta. Pascal and Opticon 22 exchange glances and a short series of binaric signals before bowing their heads in satisfaction. Opticon 22's head bows noticeably lower than Pascal's. I received an invitation to a meeting. Confirmed. I wish to discharge, reciprocally validate the mutual contractual obligation designated Logisticar Theta. Under the contractual obligation in question, 34.761 Terran years ago, the Explorador Cognizance Fleet received from representatives / authorized units of the von Valencius dynasty a volume of high-grade promethium equal to the fuel capacity of 6 Tantalian void tankers. Received it and they didn't pay. Compensate, remunerate, settle accounts. Should I go on? Or is that enough synonyms? The stipulated payment / reciprocal offering from the Cognizance Fleet can be made to von Valencius assets at the current time, after which the contractual obligations will be fulfilled. Confirm your status regarding acceptance of the payment. I will go for 5,000 Explorators favor. No payment is needed. Consider the promethium my gift and a sign of my hope for collaboration in the future. The request is accepted. The contractual obligation, Logisticar Theta, is concluded. The Cognizance Fleet thanks House von Valencius for its cooperation. The status of the unit's requests will be increased. To seek the friendship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus is interested in, considers expeditious, cooperation with the rogue traders. Under the terms of the Treaty of Mars, it is willing to provide services to the Von Valentius dynasty. The priority of service tasks can be raised if diplomatic links are strengthened. The Cognizance fleet will be glad. Alternative unavailable to accept. Any samples of sacred technology, samples of profane xenotech, miscellaneous items, storage, study, and or disposal of the aforementioned objects, with the exception of 3 miscellaneous items, is the preferential right of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Explorator fleet will also accept information about planets in the Cronus Expanse that have not previously been recorded in the planetary register. I want to make a trade deal. Alright, we have a lot of stuff to get here. Okay, we grab medkits. We like medkits. We grab stims. I rarely use stims. Deflection gloves. This is nice for somebody. I already have that, just natively. Machine rate set. Target designator. Whenever the wearer hits an enemy with a Deadeye shot, it reduces the enemy's deflection by 1 and applies +1 exploit until the end of combat. Stacks up to 3 times. So, newest stuff. Deflection gloves. Who wants those? Yadira? Askel? Does nobody want those? I already have it, so I don't think it does anything for me. Yeah. Well, it'll be useful for somebody at some point. Target designator, this goes on.
My competencies are not that universal.
Yeah, there. We make a trade deal. We can't get the Chirurgian's manual yet. We can get the Ratobi pattern bolter, which I don't think I really care for. Maybe I do. A Weber, which I will immediately discard. I'm not able to... I don't have bolter weapon proficiency? Uh-oh. This could be a problem. Did I fuck something up in my plans? Hmm. I don't think I did. I will just need to grab that sometime soon. Alright, let's see. When would I be able to get it? If I respec, where could I put it? Point blank. Yeah, we want that. We want that. We want that. I could take it instead of enough bullets for everyone. Or never stop believing. Yeah, it would be one of those two. I'd probably get rid of enough bullets for everyone. I don't really like that one too much. So I'll probably go do that. Is there anything else we can take here? No. We have the inertia boots as soon as we get the profit factor for it. We have the Chirurgeon's manual as soon as we get the profit factor for it. Yeah. Eventually we want Invigorating Resolve, I think. Yep. We want that. What other things were there that we wanted? Vox Beacon can be okay. I mean, this is pretty nice as well. The Deadly Repeater would be nice for Haskell.
It's about time.
Yeah, I'm going to... I'm gonna respec. But first, ads are going to play. They last for 3 minutes. They disable pre-roll and mid-roll ads for the next hour. I don't do anything in the meantime, so nobody misses out on any content. I mean, the most I'll be doing is just going through and screen capturing. Like, taking screenshots of this so that I remember what to take. But, yeah, I'll catch you all in 3 minutes. Alright, ads are finished. And I shall respec. It's free because I still haven't done it 3 times yet. Yep, that is fine. We are a soldier. We go demolition. We grab point blank. Then ballistic skill. Demolition engineer. Ballistic skill. Concentrated fire. Agility. Lawful intervention, so that I can parry with my weapon. Swift slaughter. We ban the bot. And we get more demolition. Here. Firearm Mastery 1. And then this is where I will take bolt weapon proficiency. And agility. Rapid fire. Schlup. That's funny. Yeah, I had no idea what the word meant either. But, huh. That is amusing. Okay, we go coercion here. We go strength here. Never stop believing. Unfaltering fire. And then familiar kickback. Heavy weapon proficiency. And coercion. And 3. And then we go Arc Militant. Hey. There we go. Fixed up the build.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Praise be to the Imperium and the God Emperor.
I've read about this.
At first glance, these look to be like standard containers, but their frames have been reinforced and their sealing improved to keep the smell in. These are used to transport contraband. I have a sneeze just lingering.
Follow my lead.
The Cyber Raven gains plus 20 willpower and plus 50% maximum wounds.
Listen to me, Rust Bucket.
Doubt is for the weak.
We have a commerce here.
As it should be.
Container is labeled Destination Janus. It is covered in dust. It must have spent a long time at the docks.
A new challenge for me?
Alright, 3, 4, 1, 5? I swear it started with the 3. Maybe it started with the 5. Footfall. Footfall code. 3541. I was close. Okay, Psyker's footwear. 3% dodge until the end of for each psi power they use. Stacks. Alright. That seems kind of busted. Interrogation goggles. Lorzinos. Immune to burning. Cool. So, Adira, you now have boots. Enjoy. Your dodge shall become very high. Who is my Lorzinos? Pascal at the moment? So these will just go to Jai when I get her. That's fine.
Victory awaits.
Stop. There.
This container is marked foodstuffs, but it is empty, and by the looks of it has not been moved in a while. Cyber Eagle. This looks nice. I don't think I'm going to have anybody using a Cyber Eagle, though, so I think I'm just going to send it to cargo. The wearer and their allies are immune to damage from the wearer's grenades. That has some use.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
My house would be proud of me.
Small altar central spot has been given to Drusus, a saint from the neighboring Calixus sector who is widely revered in the Cronus Expanse. Alright. Just making sure that I looked at each of those at least once. We go to the atrium. Why did I... Ah, right. I wanted to see how close I was to the next tier of Iconoclast. I am forever away. That's fine.
I won't tolerate weakness.
I am forever astonished that Reverend Hieronymus makes do with that shoebox of a chapel in the atrium for his sermons. Footfall has several temples, far more befitting his status.
The holiness of the temple does not lie in the height of its vaults, but in the generosity of the sacrifices offered in it.
%97 Pascal.
Operation successful.
If I recall, this is where you come out of the crematorium sewers.
None shall stand in my way.
The buzzing crowd has closed in on several harried-looking individuals. Some of their faces are smeared with fresh blood. The angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt a massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already? What were they thinking, letting that ship dock at Footfall? They're all stricken? No? No cutting? We get their blood on us? We'll be tainted too? Better burn them? Be quiet, you scoundrel. You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance? To think you have the right. I intervene. What's going on here? And who are you supposed to be? I'm an envoy of the Von Valancius dynasty. You come from Lady Theodora? Pardon me, noble sir. We were just rooting out heresy here. These scrawny ones, they're from the ship that came from the bowels of the Cronus Expanse. They've got a plague there, and mutants. And now they're spreading that rot everywhere. That taint. They're all... Hieronymus Doloroso? Silence, you must be completely out of your minds. A band of woefully dim-witted reprobates who think themselves bringers of justice. Who are you to pass judgment on anyone? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting till the end of your days. And what's so wrong with that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death? We're not heretics. We're refugees, I swear, on the Golden Throne. We served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out to dry. Where were the protectors that were meant to shield the lanes of humanity from nightmares? Traitors. Traitors and heretics, the lot of them. Murmur runs through the crowd. The people gawk at you, at the priest, at the wretched group huddling in the center. How tiring, the motley sea of colors that fills this restless crowd is hard on the eyes. So many hues, but most of them are acid yellow streaks of fear. The red buds swelling, ready to burst and paint all who are gathered here. Cassia looks at the crowd of troublemakers wearily. They shudder at the very sight of her. Oh god. Why are these so low? As for the hearts of those who have been forced to defend themselves, they are shrouded in purplish-black grief, but their words are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in their affairs is hardly worthy of you or me. I try the coercion here. I represent the Von Valancius, masters of Kiavagama and thus I have the right to decide what to do with these people. I command the onlookers to disperse. As for the rest of you, go to Dock Alpha Row and await further instructions. I failed. And what makes you think we'll listen to you? Maybe you're one of them? Here to help out your heretic buddies, huh? Sure, you say you're a Von Valencius envoy, but Void knows if it's true. Just stay out of this. You too, priest. I hope you don't plan on letting this insult to your house slide. Abelard is glaring at the crowd before you, furious. You would oppose me? Seeing the crowd's attention is distracted, the refugees from Kiavagama make a run for the docks. Go on, then. Wreak your depravity. The Emperor already sees the rotten baseness that reign in your souls, and I place my hopes in his judgment.
I will set them free.
What is going on here? Camera. There we go. Alright, Cassia's going first. As usual. I will set Cassia here. Oh, I need to move the bird first. Cassia, you go. I'm having Baldur's Gate 3 camera issues here. Alright. Abelard. You can... Adira. You come back here. We mostly just need your bird up here. I will be here. Abelard can be... here. Askel. Here. Bella. You can be here. I think that's good. Really? I can't... I don't have line of sight on Adira there? Fine. We'll move here. Give Adira a turn.
Are always drowned in scarlet.
We forewarning on Vesper, which somehow doesn't hit Abelard, even though he's in range.
Was that you? Or...
Oh no, it does. It just didn't show it. Then we Iron Arm. And then I will relocate the burb over here. Cassia can come back up here. Actually, can come over here. And this hits the bird, but I'm okay with that.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. Witness the fury of House Orselio.
Good chance we end up stunning some of them, if not all of them. Cool. I come over here and concentrated fire.
Nothing I can. Nothing of value has been lost.
All right. Then I run in gun. Switch weapons to this. And, hope for the best here.
biggest mistake.
Easy. And Burb gets up, no problems.
I'm always ready.
Sucks they had to be dumb. I didn't wanna kill them, but they didn't leave me much of a choice. 88% Lore Imperium.
I've read about this.
The statue undoubtedly depicts Parsimus Dwayne, the legendary rogue trader who founded Footfall.
A new challenge for me?
I didn't?
In this mishmash of devices and cables, you notice equipment from totally different eras, some ancient, some merely old, and others hastily tossed together in more recent years. Man with a face so drawn it appears to be made of nothing but skin and bone fixes his unblinking bird-like eyes on you. The priest's simple black clothes have next to no adornments, and they do nothing to mask his unhealthy gauntness. In a cracked voice, he says, "The Emperor protects." The Emperor protects, Reverend. But he protects only those who are pure of heart. Do you think yourself one of them? Be leery of this conviction of yours. Many who have risen to the pinnacle of faith have fallen from it into the embrace of pride and most degenerate. And you must be the young Von Valentius. That name carries weight, and it is a burdensome one, for its reputation suggests that Theodora encumbered it with many a transgression. I wonder, will you seek to shed them, or will you carry them onward, picking them along the way like ripe fruit and savoring their sweet poison? I've heard many exalt the deeds of your intellect and call your wisdom a gift from the Emperor himself. Fools! Do they not know that the seeds of heresy sprout quickest in an enlightened mind? Understanding only erodes the will to act. I'm going to do a dogmatic option here. Make a sign of the Holy Aquila, or Aquila, and I put my faith in the Emperor. He gives you a scrutinizing look, and then his tone softens. Well then, be twice as diligent, for this sector will seize any chance to test your faith. What are you doing here on Footfall? What am I doing in this den of blasphemers, pagans, and vilest of souls, you mean to say? Well, Footfall is the first and last stop in the Cronus Expanse. It's the point of arrival for those who have just started on their path. And it is also where those who are reaching its very end return. Their souls wounded and bleeding, I embrace both the former and the latter, so that they may cast an honest eye over their impurity. Furthermore, rumors from across the entire sector amass on Footfall. If I hear crewmen whispering about a reclaimed shrine world or expressing a desire to carry the Emperor's light into the darkness among the stars, I help my flock in their sacred duty. Devoted trailblazers need assistance, both spiritual and material. Tools and equipment, even garments and simple everyday items, anything that might help pilgrims on their long journey during the first days of the harsh frontier life is worth its weight in gold to us. May any help you offer to the effort of gathering such things be blessed. The path of true believers leads into darkness, to search for worlds that have lost his radiance, steeped in depravity. Blessed are the deeds of those who give themselves into the void, and the warp in hopes that their actions might bring light into the darker reaches of the Expanse, and deliver a previously barren world into the Imperium's service. Hieronymus is silent for a few seconds, and all the more bitter is the realization that not all brave souls will succeed in their mission. Footfall still awaits news from the Wasteland Wayfarer, an ancient ark of a ship headed for distant stars. Her last astropathic message was sent from beyond the Cineris Maleficum, and the stars have kept her fate secret since. I bear another darker duty. The Expanse is filled with the tainted creations of unholy heretics. These insidious objects are a danger to the soul, but I know what to do with them. Should you, on your travels, come upon dangerous corrupted objects, bring them to me, and the reward for your vigilance will be even more generous. The Drusian mission has much to share with the rogue trader. Alright, let's see what they have. We get an Enforcer Helm. That'll be nice for Abelard. The Bloodhound Staff for Cassia. 15 bonus to Lore Imperium. And we want the Heavy Bolter at rank 3. That's definitely something we want here. This is pretty nice. Has a weird armor percentage, but for light armor, it's really high armor. Gives dodge against human enemies and plus 10 agi. Just all around very nice. This is pretty nice for a shotgun user. This seems pretty nice for Abelard. And then we want the Rusty Heavy Rock Saw as well. Pretty sure that's the one that we want. Cassia, what are you wearing here? Okay, you can use this for more Lore Imperium at the moment. And you can use this staff. I don't know why I have a pistol on you. That's going to be worthless at all times. Taunting Scream. Lose out on 6% armor, but that's fine. We get Taunting Scream buff, so that things are almost guaranteed to be taunted.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Abelard, why is your athletics so low here?
A soldier would have been disciplined for such a performance.
Alright. Abelard ended up injured. Let's grab this real quick.
The machine god grants me
Follow my lead.
And then we have a logic here.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
And we can come up here. What do we have here? All allies in a 2-cell radius around the wearer gain plus 40% bonus to resolve from the Unyielding Beacon ability. Not bad. And I'm going to go heal Abelard since he got damaged.
I won't tolerate weakness.
The refugees from Kiavagama are looking at you, some with apprehensive frowns and some with unconcealed gratitude. I need information. What happened on Kiavagama and how did you end up here? We told you everything back in the square. Things are rough on Kiavagama. Maybe there isn't even a Kiavagama anymore. The planet was attacked by a horde of heretics. They shouted unholy prayers and cut down people left and right. We heard everything from orbit, listening to one Voxcast after another. We realized there wasn't anyone left to save, so we thought we'd run. But then, it was like our crew went mad somehow. The captain smashed his own head against the cogitator, and so did half of the officers. Everyone who survived did their best to shear the ship into the warp, and here we are. Only 3 ships made it out alive, ours being one of them. We don't know what happened to the other 2. They never made it to Footfall. Maybe they disappeared into the warp? Or maybe something else happened to them. Kadira freezes, listening to something, then she blurts out in a changed voice. The first beast, its body wounded, crawled into a hole under the palace of an eminent lord. The second beast, its skin and ulcers, perished in an asteroid grave. The third beast, its essence cursed, is curled up in the glow of a yellow sun. What became of the ship that you used to get here? It is the property of the Von Valencius dynasty. Apologies, we couldn't save it. The ship was damaged during the escape. We're lucky it got us all the way to Footfall. It's at the far docks, but there isn't much use for it anymore. Doesn't look like it's going to fly anywhere, and the local recollegers have already removed some of the valuable parts. You can send your people to take apart whatever is left, scavenge some components. The map of the Expanse was revealed to me before the Sea of Souls roiled and tangled paths. How did you, desperate ones, reach Footfall all the way from the Kranak system without a navigator? Frightened by Cassia's appearance, the refugee covers his face with his hands, trembling violently. Please forgive my worthless words. We were feeling our way in the dark, you could say. All we had is some old maps. We prayed to the God Emperor day and night, while our helmsman plotted the course. A miracle it must have been, your lordship? You are hurling accusations at your master? That is a sign of treason, and it must be punished accordingly. Do you realize this? One by one, the refugees fall to their knees. Please have mercy. A few idiots shouted some things, that's all. We shut them up ourselves already? It was their grief and fear talking? Please don't punish the rest of us for it. Pascal's voice sounds impassive and cold. Vituperation directed at Adeptus Mechanicus was likewise registered. Denial is meaningless. You're pardoned. You may board my ship and continue to serve the Von Valencius dynasty. Their eyes beam. Praise be to the Emperor. We're saved and pardoned. We'll do as we're told. We won't say another word. Alright, Abelard should be healed now. Tattered Spirit. I see. Time to head to the Shadow Quarters.
I hear strange breathing, full of poison and disease, masquerading as prayer.
None shall stand in
So,
my
fun
way.
fact that I've heard from others. I haven't confirmed it myself, as I haven't done a playthrough where I have a servo skull. But apparently, if the rogue trader himself has a servo skull, you can send it down here and activate the elevator. Prior to, instead of having to wait to do, like, 2 planets or whatever to get into the quarantine area. I think that's kind of neat.
Victory awaits.
Who holds a flamer like that, you idiot? We're almost refueled here. We'll show you how it's done. I'm just not feeling it anymore, that's all. The guy was pretty much a cinder now. It was a lot more fun when he was alive and thrashing about.
I'll lay claim to the stars. Submit, and you'll die quickly. Show them no mercy.
Look at that, here comes another training target for us. Fire it up, you lot. Alright, Anver Arsonist. Cassia. I will send you here. Adira, you can be here with your burb. Back here. I will go here. Abelard. Can be here. Pascal can be here. Cabela, you can be here. Probably not the most ideal setup, but it's good enough for now. Here, we give Idira a turn.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And we buff everyone through Vesper.
Will do. Anything else?
And then I will move Vesper
Quiet
over
with
here
us.
to
It's
attempt to
my
distract.
play, and I'm gonna control it myself.
And then here. We hope we get a few stuns.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Out of my way.
Yay, stun grenades. My favorite.
No! These ruby
Wow.
flashes are choking me.
Alright, Pascal.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Slap him.
The Omnissiah condemns you.
Let's get to it.
I'm here, maggots.
Flesh is weak, yet iron knows no pain.
Should have foretold that.
R.I.P. Pascal.
Time to slaughter someone.
Let's make it quick.
Aim for the heart next time.
Jesus.
They are fading.
What in the hell is going on here today? Why am I just getting absolutely ass blasted by everything? My last unfair run wasn't nearly this painful.
Indeed.
He was healing like 8 damage a turn. And he didn't even have the heal yet. That came at 17, I think.
It will be done. At your beck and call.
Alright.
Victory is imminent.
Abelard, do your job and taunt.
I will do my duty. Here we go.
Let's get to it.
I wish I understood how... initiative worked in this. Because I have, like, straight agility. And somehow go last in initiative.
too easy. Already done. Stand a chance?
There we go.
Nothing I can't do.
I run and gun. Rapid fire. Oh, why did I rapid fire? That didn't matter. I didn't have the AP for it. Never mind, I guess I'm just going back to this.
Suits my purpose.
Out of my way!
My ears are ringing.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
I don't know what he was doing there. I'm okay with it, though.
Nothing of value has been lost.
Here we go.
Ow.
I'll live another day.
Out of my way.
Such is their will.
Nope, I'm down.
Let's get to it.
Victory is not an excuse to shirk one's duty.
Alright, it's just Abelard now. I swear I'm just getting, like, the absolute worst initiative rolls.
It will be done.
Okay, gonna come here. Cleave.
At your beck and call.
No, doesn't matter. As much as I want to use this, it's not worth it.
Let's get to it.
Pain and
Really?
duty go hand in hand.
Hold on.
Alright, well, I just lose here, I think.
Let's make it quick.
What do you do about this?
Brace yourself, Abelard. Just a minor setback.
Here we go.
Wow!
I'll be back
Some more.
in no time.
Wow. GG, I guess. 2 days in a row I've lost a, honor run save. Did they make the game harder in the last patch? What was that? Legitimately, between the release of the DLC and now, that fight was about 5 times harder. What was that? That did look harder, didn't it? I'm not going crazy? I lost like half of my party before I had a chance to move. Aside from Cassia, who did stun some of them, but it didn't matter. What do I need to do differently? What? I know. They just completely shut me down before I could do anything. I wasn't under-leveled, maybe by 1 level, because I was like 50 XP off of a level or something. Maybe I should have done like a single check. What would the next level have given me on these? Would that have made a difference? I would have got Reckless Rush, which I don't think it would have made too much of a difference. Cabela went down before she had a chance to fight, but she would have got Dance Macabre. I don't think that would have... Sorry, she would have got Pain Resonance, which 100% would not have made a difference. Pascal would have got Claim the Bounty. Would not have made a difference. Cassia would have gotten... Point of Curiosity. Also would not have made a difference. Or Zone of Fear. Or, what? Sorry. She would have gotten... Yeah, Point of Curiosity. Which I don't think would have made a difference. Abelard would have gotten... Abelard would have gotten Wall of Rockcrete, which could have made a difference. Probably not. But of the companions I had with me, that is the one that would have made the largest difference. What do you do there? Balanced around a full Pokemon run. Need to flood the board with Eagles, Ravens, Mastiffs, Servo Skulls to win. Nah. I don't know, I feel like my issue was I just rolled really low on initiative. I legitimately just think that's what it was. I think if I could have gone earlier in initiative, I think I could have managed to take out a large chunk of them. I would have taken less damage before the end of turn 1. Like, even if I, like, the Rogue Trader, had gone earlier instead of last, that possibly would have kept Cabela alive, which would have immediately made the fight significantly easier. Yeah, I don't know, that's just... Huh. Weird. That's just weird. I've never seen that fight go so horribly. I almost want to go watch what I did in my last playthrough to see how I did that differently. The only thing I can think of is I probably had Cassia give the Rogue Trader an extra turn at the start of combat on the last one, which would allow me to set someone on fire and then do an AoE fire, which possibly killed a fair number of them, as opposed to using the turn to buff with Idira. Idira would have got Prescient on the next level up, which I think is a decent buff. I'm curious. I want to see what Prescience does. Yeah. I don't know, that was so weird. I hadn't struggled, like, at all, and then I get the Footfall, and then suddenly I'm just getting my ass handed to me, which has never happened before to me. That's so weird. Prescience. Intelligence, Perception, Fellowship, and Willpower till the end of combat. I mean, that would have been nice. It wouldn't have been, like, amazing or anything, but... getting... warp speed eventually would have been nice. Well, this is a very short stream here. I'm not going to end the stream here, because, good lord. I will go to the main menu, though. And delete that save file. And it's time for ads again. Schlupp. Any preference on, what you'd like to see? Be it, like, Baldur's Gate 3, or another attempt at Rogue Trader, or any other CRPG? The ads are going to play for 3 minutes. They're going to disable pre-rolls and mid-rolls for the next hour. I don't do anything in the meantime, so nobody misses out on any content. And we'll decide what we do after the ads.